But now it's time for the second game, and I'm excited. I guess that's because, you know, I went back and replayed New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Brawl and all sorts of games. Sonic, any of the classic Sonic games I've played at least 1,000,000 times. But the Mystery Dungeon games I've only played once, really. I didn't even beat this one my first time around, so... It's strange. Oh, here we go, here's a Kecleon shop. So this is something that is rare. Very rare. If you go into these tiles, then you can pick up anything that's on the ground, and the price next to it is listed. Now, the price is not always... well, actually, does it always match up to the prices that are in the actual Kecleon shop back at the square? I'm not sure. But anything you pick up, you have to have the money to pay for. So, we have to pay 350 Pokies. Now, things are very tense in that shop, for good reason, because Kecleon... Well, rather, what you can do with the shop is you can steal from the shop, and you can try to get away to the next floor. Emphasis on try, because I'll be showing it off next recording session, but Kecleon's, I think, the strongest enemy in the game. Stronger than any boss, is the strongest entity in Mystery Dungeon. Because if you attempt to steal and run away, he'll say, "Thief, catch that thief," and he's really just talking to his godlike powers, because he is insanely strong, and I've never been able to get away from him. It's not even really worth stealing from him, because unless you just don't have the money, unless he's got a super useful item, which he doesn't usually have, there really isn't any point in stealing. But, you know, careful, because even if you accidentally, you know, if you're about to walk away from the shop, and he says, "Okay, well, that'll come to this amount, you're going to pay for it, yes or no?" But he'll say, "Do you want that, yes or no?" If you say no, which, you know, some people might think, "Oh, well, no, I want to put stuff back because I can't afford that." If you say no, he'll just say, "Stop, catch that." He'll think that you're stealing and decimate you. So, be careful. There's also dittos in this floor, in this dungeon, which I gave 17 experience. They're kind of pointless, but anyway, here's this. Someone has intruded upon the forest. The enfeebled flow of icy winds. Is the intrusion to blame? It must be stopped, for it is to protect the forest. So that's ominous. Ominous? Ominous. So, yeah, I suppose we'll have to watch out for whatever that might be. Frosty Forest isn't anywhere near as long as Mount Blaze, because it's not segmented into two halves. But that also means there's no rest area, so careful. God, there really isn't much to remember about this dungeon, because it's just, I always remember that it's here, I just don't remember anything about it, anything in it, because it's just such a filler dungeon. It's more filler than Lapis Cave. I think, yeah, it's definitely more forgettable than Lapis Cave, because Lapis Cave is during a time where things are emotional for the heroes and they have to run away and things are a crisis, and then you go into, oh, we're in some Lapis Cave and oh, there's weird upbeat funky music playing. Doesn't really mesh well with the situation. It's kind of weird, and this dungeon's just filler. Yeah, that's more memorable than, oh, I guess there's this Frosty Forest dungeon. Cool. And plus, there actually is some significance to this dungeon, so it just doesn't come until the end. We already had that cutscene thing. So, we just have to wait until we get to the end of the dungeon. So, I'm thinking to myself, the last recording session, I have 2 long dungeons to go through. But I think at their longest, they can be about half an hour to 45 minutes. That's including cutscenes around them, so I should be able to finish the game in a 2-hour recording session. So hopefully I can do that, because I would like to finish recording the game, because I mean, it's just nice to know that you have something fully recorded. And Halo 2, I would probably either need just a little bit extra long recording session, or or 2 recording sessions, but the second recording session will be very short in order to finish it. Because I remember the last few missions have been pretty long, but I've only got the rest of the one that I'm on, which I'm already halfway through, and 3 more. So I don't know, with both games, Mission Dungeon and Halo 2, I'm not sure if I can finish them in 1 more recording session. But I'm pretty sure that I can. So yeah, I'm excited to finish these games up. I love them both. What I mean by finish them is, you know, get to the end and have them all up on YouTube, just as a complete series. That's nice. I already mentioned that the next game that I'll do is Devil May Cry 1. While I still have it fresh in my head after about 5 playthroughs for the Platinum. Alongside that, I'm not sure what I'd have alongside it, honestly. Something shorter as well, because DMC1 is pretty short. I can probably finish it in about, well, I gotta watch the cutscenes as well, so maybe about 3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours. Something short to go alongside it. I'm not sure. I would like to do Parasite Eve, but I have to finish that myself yet. Oh no, there is a rest point in this dungeon. I don't remember that. See what I mean about this dungeon being forgettable? I don't remember that at all. Frosty Grotto. Okay, I remember Frosty Grotto, but only after it's been presented to me. It's essentially just the second half of the dungeon. It's really weird, just sort of out of nowhere. But sure. I'm trying to think. I've had this problem for a bit now. Is damn, what do I record next? Which game do I play next? That I really want to play. Oh, well, maybe Metroid 2, because I need to do that. And then after that I'm going to do Fusion. I just need to remember the game. I just need to... It'll probably be a Let's Play like this, where I do post-commentary, because I'll be... Just like the first Metroid, because I'll be pausing and checking the map and seeing where to go. I've beat Metroid 2 twice, but I don't remember it very well. It's not a very memorable map. So that's my problem with it. Technically, I've beaten Metroid 2 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I guess. Because I mean, I've beaten Metroid 2 twice, beaten AM2R once and beaten Samus Returns once, so it still doesn't make me any more familiar with the game. In fact, I remember AM2R's locales the most because they're much more interesting than any other, and than the other two games, because it takes a bit more. It takes a few more creative liberties than Samus Returns, which tries to be a little more faithful. A little bit more. A tiny bit more. But I think AM2R is just the better looking game. Again, because it's got nice sprite work instead of models. But anyway, probably DMC2 and Metroid. Not DMC2. God no. DMC1 and then Metroid 2 alongside one another. But here I'm trying to feed Henry a bunch of gummies in order to raise his IQ, which apparently is gone from the remake. There's no IQ system, which is strange. I don't know if there's still gummies then. But anyway, yeah, you actually do want to raise your partner's IQ up quite a bit because they can get some great abilities, just some good abilities that there's some of the later on IQ abilities, but they can be really good. Not even AI stuff, there's just innate stuff. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but essentially permanent buffs or permanent abilities that they have, which can be really useful. It's just too bad that you have to go through so many useless abilities before you can get to them. 167 damage to that Rhyhorn. I'm level 20. I guess I'm having a Mexican standoff with this Metang. Okay. Metang isn't that scary. Even if, you know, it's Metang, and you know Metang in mainline to be a little threatening. Not here. Metang's not really that scary. The scariest part about it is that it's steel type, which means it's just gonna resist a lot of things. And its defense is a bit high. It can't really back itself up on offense. I'm trying to think if you run into Metagross in the main game at all. You might in the last dungeon. I don't think so, actually. Just because of the type of the dungeon that it is. And also because I don't remember Metagross at all. Which means that if he is in the game, then he's not scary at all. It's not a pain to deal with. Jeez, there's a lot of Metangs. There's a whole lot of Metangs. But we should be getting close to the end of Frosty Grotto here. I'd say one more floor and we're done. Anyway, snow and hail are different. Hail functions pretty similar to mainline, where, you know, it damages you every turn, everyone who's not an ice type. I don't know if it still buffs the power of ice moves and makes it so Blizzard always hits 100%. That is if Blizzard's in this game, I'm not sure. The reason I say I don't know if it boosts ice moves is because what is snow for then? Because it's snowy weather at the moment. So I'm guessing that just boosts the power of ice moves and that's it. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Oh, well, there's probably a message on the thing that said, oh, such and such has picked up this item. And I went, oh, I want that item, so let's go get it. That sound effect, the one just used for Horn Attack, is the same one used for Fury Attack, and it scared the hell out of me. I think it's also used for Fury Swipes because, you know, Fury Swipes and any multi-hitting attack in this game is terrifying. So, I'm a little scared of it. But, I'm about to use a max elixir, which means that I'm... Yep, and I'm setting Leah, which means we're about to go into the boss here. So let's see it. We sure have travelled far into this forest. I think we'll be out if we can get through this part. What part? It's a cliff. Huh? Did you just say something? I didn't think so. I thought I heard a voice. Must have imagined it. Turn back. You may not pass. Who's there? You are forbidden to pass. If you persist in trying to pass, then so be it. But only after you have defeated me. Ah, it's too bright. The ice around us is reflecting this light. And it's Articuno. You thought we were going to fight Articuno and Mount Freeze? God, no. We're fighting him here. We're fighting him in Frosty Forest because that's different. Ooh, you got toyed with. You got shaken up. Anyway, we're going to fight Articuno if you're a fire type. Goodbye, Articuno. Or if you got attract, that also is the case. Or Bullet Seed for that matter. Or Smokescreen. Just any moves that break this game. Break the boss fights more like. Alright, so same strategy as always, it's a boss fight. Set Bullet Seed to be used, give it attract, buff yourself, debuff him. Try not to miss. It's going to use agility, so it goes twice in one turn, which is scary. That's also scary. If you have a grass or anything that's weak to flying type attacks, then Gust is going to be scary to deal with. So yeah, we had to use up a Reviver Seed there. So this is why I use the strategy on bosses, because actually dealing with them is scary. So it's getting missed there, which I can't remember what that does. But it can still be attracted, so that's all that matters. At first I was thinking, oh god, is that like Safeguard, which means it's not going to be affected by status conditions? But no, that's Safeguard and not missed. So down goes Articuno. Please, Articuno. We have to get through, no matter what it takes. Please let us pass. No, I cannot allow your passage. Why? Why? Why can't we pass? In frigid forest's air, it has warmed considerably in recent times. Warmed up? The flow of frigid air has been disturbed in the forest. Snow has started to melt. Snow is melting, snow that has never melted before. This has never happened, even once. Then you appeared in the forest. Is this not your doing? We don't have anything to do with that. It's a coincidence. Please, Articuno, hear me out. It isn't our fault that the snow started melting here. It's not just here. Natural calamities are taking place everywhere right now. The forest's frigid airflow wouldn't have been disturbed even if we hadn't come. Would have been disturbed. You expect me to believe that? Enough of your foolish talk. Prepare for your end. Stop it. Here's Absol. There is nothing false in what they said. Calamities are indeed occurring in nature everywhere. Is that true? Yes. I have the ability to sense natural disasters. That's really cool. You know, if you actually take the time to read Absol's Pokedex description in Pokemon games, it'll say, you know, the calamity or the disaster Pokemon. It can, wherever it goes, it can sense natural disasters, or it brings natural disasters. That's not the cause of the natural disasters in this game, but, you know, it's cool that Absol can sense it because, you know, it's Absol. It's really neat that I brought that into the lore. We promise, Articuno. That was too close. Thank you. You saved us. Rather than saying thanks, focus on stopping the calamities before they worsen. If they are left unchecked, worse will befall us. My instinct warns me so. Groan. There's no italics or any sort of indication that that's a sound and not words. I think it would be best if we combined forces. I will join you. So Absol just joins the party. Which is strange, but to put an end to the calamities, cooperation is vital. Let me lend you my powers. Thank you, Absol. Absol joins the team, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can even give it a nickname. And so, after getting through the frosty forest, White Tea's team headed further north. The more they advanced, the harsher the conditions became. Is it going to play it? It's going to play the song, isn't it? It's going to play the good song. It's going to play Escape Through the Snow, isn't it? Play the song. It's going to play the song. Yes, I love this song so much. Now, take note of Absol's dialogue here. We've walked a long way here. Henry looks exhausted too. We've been running all this time out of desperation. What's in store for us ahead? Are we really doing the right thing? This is too cold. There's nothing but snow now. The scenery's been the same for a while. I wonder if we're really making progress. Hey, Whitey, I was thinking, I think we've come to a place that's empty except for us. I have this feeling there's nothing ahead of here, even if we keep moving. And I'm getting exhausted. We too. What's going to happen to us? Too. I'm sorry. I said something stupid to frighten you. There isn't any point in wondering about what might happen. Even though we don't know what's on ahead, we'll only know by pressing on. Don't worry, there's got to be something ahead. I have faith in you, Whitey. That's what brought me here. And that's not changing. I still have faith in you, Whitey. I'll keep going wherever you go. Yes, Henry trusts me without any doubt. I can't afford to be indecisive. I have to believe myself more. What? What was that? Dizzy? Or what? Huh? Something wrong, Whitey? Finally you have arrived. Someone is talking to me. Henry? No, this voice isn't Henry's. This voice, I've heard it somewhere. And it's Gardevoir. Finally, you have arrived. I've been waiting for you. Gardevoir? I'm so glad. Finally, we get to meet. You're... what? Something the matter? Why are you talking to yourself? I cannot be seen by others. I am visible only to you. A little farther ahead, there is a jagged mountain range topped by Mount Freeze. Inside its peak, Ninetales lives. Ninetales? Ninetales awaits your arrival. Beware. Hey, Whitey. What's the matter? What happened?